welcome everybody. Today we continue working with element of ether or space, and this element is about space between things, space between other elements, which is the biggest presence, we can say, in the reality of what we know, because actual dense physical elements are not as commonly present. They're present, but they just not amount of it. So there is a lot more space within us, within the world, within the reality we live in. So this is the element of openness. This is the element of stillness. This is the element of integration of when we do processes between actions, between communication, something in between that allows us to take it in, internalize, and kind of make a next step, make a choice. So it's an element that also related to choice, how we make a choice, what's our next step. If we connect it, if we're comfortable with the element of ether, element of space, when we allow ourselves time to process things, we attune to the processes themselves by itself, then we more comfortable to make not necessarily like a right choice, but to be comfortable with the choice. It's a space that is between breaths. It's a space that is between heartbeats. It's a space in between movements. It's between words. And also between our emotions, like while moving from one to another, how comfortable we are in that space. And in the body, ether lives in the spine, in the joints, in the throat, in the head. It's very subtle, present element pretty much for our entire nervous system. So today we will be working with pretty much entire body, all the areas, and especially kind of areas where segments are connecting. For example, head and the neck connecting to the torso, then lower triangle connecting to the higher triangle. So we kind of, and where between segments sometimes there is the energy is stuck, the flow is not moving. So we'll be kind of addressing that. So let's begin. So we're gonna begin with arrival. So let's sit comfortably with the back straight but relaxed, stretching the top of the head up, allowing shoulders naturally to calm down. And we begin observing the breath, noticing inhales and exhales, letting it flow, allowing sensations in the body to exist, to appear, to be noticed. You feel the gravity, we feel the weight of the body on the floor, you feel your sitting bones connecting to the ground. You feel your heartbeat. You're observing the flow of the breath, the temperature of the air through the nostrils in, and the temperature of air through the nostrils out. And then we'll gather our attention and bring it towards a question. What brought you here today on this mat to this practice? What is the intention, the best intention you have for yourself? From this present moment, where are you moving? Towards what goal? How would you like to feel there when your goal is realized? Or how you, if you can imagine when your goal is realized, it already happened. How you feeling there? What is the main emotion or emotions? What is the state? Observe the state. Try to understand the state. Is it known to you? Or is it some new, unique combination that you are curious about, that you want to understand, you want to feel, you want to experience? So we begin studying that state, that emotion, by bringing it closer into this present moment, trying to feel it, trying to experience it the best we can. And now we'll take a deep breath in and out. And I invite you to remember about that state, about that emotion, because we will be going back to this, bringing that again and again and again while we're practicing, okay? So our first exercise is breathing exercise. When we begin breaking our inhale in 4 equal parts, then we will hold the breath for about 15 seconds while we're listening to the heartbeat. And then we will be exhaling in one long exhalation through the mouth, whistling. And when exhalation is complete, we hold the breath out for another 15 seconds, 15 or 16, something like that. And we continue inhaling in 4 equal parts, holding the breath for 16 seconds, exhaling slowly, whistling, and holding the breath out again for 16 seconds. And I encourage you to pay attention to the space in between those sniffs of air. And when you listen to your heartbeat, to feel that space between your heartbeats. In order to feel our heartbeat easier, we'll bring our palms to the chest so we can feel the heartbeat. Our eyes, the eyes are closed, almost just a little bit open, so we can see the tip of the nose. So the focus is on the tip of the nose, where we can also, it's a space between inner and outer. All right, and we begin this breathing, inhaling slowly in 4 equal parts, holding the breath out, counting 15 or 16 beats of the heartbeat, and exhaling through the whistling. Holding the breath out. And continue. we're finishing up the cycle, we will be taking a deep breath in, pause for a moment. We keep listening to the heartbeat, pulsation, and the spacing between the pulsation. And now slowly exhale, and we'll relax our hands down. We'll just take a moment and feel. I'll deeply inhale and completely exhale. Very nice. And we're moving to our next exercise, which is a cat-cow. So we'll be standing on all fours, on palms and knees. And we begin gently and slowly. As the first exercise, we want to warm up our body, starting warming up the spine. And for last 30 seconds, I invite you to see if you can move at a little bit faster pace. And once more, we will be deeply inhaling, applying a root lock, pelvic floor muscles, lifting up, 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 up. Then we will be arching up and complete exhale, holding the breath out. And again, tensing, squeezing muscles in the pelvic floor, up. And inhale, we slowly release everything and we'll sit comfortably on the heels. So just take a moment and feel shift and changes, how you are experiencing after this moment, after this breath, after the bandha. So we're giving ourselves that spaciousness that we were talking about, that opportunity with the element of ether, space, to process, to allow changes to settle. And allowing these new feelings, new experiences to be processed. I will deeply inhale and exhale. Very nice. And we continue sitting on the heels, bringing our hands on the shoulders. We're going to do shoulder twist. So we'll do a couple variations today. We begin with hands on the shoulders, going from side to side. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to another. And we will pause, inhaling, exhaling, and we'll bring our hands behind the back of the head and we continue the twisting. And this is a little bit shorter version of this movement, but it can be a little bit more sharp and the breath a little bit more powerful. And then we'll pause at the center, inhaling, exhaling. And now we will lift our hands in the interlaced fingers above the head. Elbows are close to the head. And we begin a little bit shorter version of the twist. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to another side. The breath is shorter, more powerful. Just a little bit more. Let's go a little bit faster. And then inhale, we'll stretch our hands up. Like we want to lift the whole body off the ground, and we apply a root lock, pulling muscles tight, pelvic floor up, 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 up. Exhale and relax. Again, we'll take a moment to feel, notice any sensations, anything that has shifted, changed since the last time we were checking in. How you feel in your chest, how you feel in your shoulders, in your arms, in your lungs, in your heart, in your head space, in your throat. Now deeply inhale and exhale. Very nice. We'll continue next exercise. We'll continue sitting on the heels, and we'll do a little bit more of twisting the torso. We're gonna be keeping our head straight. We're not turning the head. We kind of reaching and grabbing and pulling. Going into space and pulling. You can play with your breath. You inhale when one hand reaches up, exhale when another hand reaches forward. Or I like to do almost like a still breath. I'm not really breathing. I'm just allowing my body, as a twisting and turning, to breathe on its own, sort of through this movement. There is no actual like inhale or exhale I'm taking. I'm just pausing the breath, but it keeps happening because of the body turning and twisting. And once more, inhale, exhale, and we relax. We'll just take a moment and feel. And then gently lowering our heads down, chin to the chest, and begin rotating in large circles with a slow, deep breathing. And next time when chin will touch the chest, we'll reverse, go in opposite direction. And next time chin will touch the chest, we'll pause. Inhale. Exhale, slowly rising head up. And one more variation of the circle, neck circles. It's from the very top of the neck. It's spacing where the head meets the neck. We're rotating from there. So it's not a very deep movement. A lot more just kind of on the top. And next time chin is towards the chest, we'll reverse, go opposite direction. And again, it's just the very top of the neck. And we'll stop, take a deep breath in and out. Very nice. So we're going to lay down on the back. And we begin lifting our legs one at a time off the floor. And once more, inhale and exhale. Very nice. We can shake our legs a little bit. We can rest with our legs crossed, so we can allow this whole area to relax, the lower belly, the hips, pelvis. allowing spaciousness after this intensity. I will inhale, exhale, and with our exercise, we'll do a little bit modified version of this exercise we just did. So this time we're going to lift 2 legs and 2 hands and then lower. All right, inhale, both legs, both arms go up, exhale down. Last 10 seconds. And once more, inhale. You can reach to the toes, hold your breath. And exhale, we'll gently relax our legs. And again, we can either like collapse them towards each other, or we can cross the legs, or just stretch them out, whatever the most comfortable position for you, where you can really experience the spaciousness after this intense activity. That's how and where we experiencing space after hard work, the moment of release, and then we experiencing ether. I will take a deep breath in and out. Another breath in and out. And we'll bring knees to the chest, roll from side to side. And then here we will be moving into cat stretch, dynamic cat stretch. So first we're gonna do one leg, one side, keeping both shoulders on the floor, hands behind the head. And then a few seconds here, and then cat stretch to the other side. A few seconds, and we'll just continue this cat stretch. You can keep your knees straight, or you can bend, whichever comfortable. I'm bending because I don't have a lot of space. In this physical reality in general, I like to think I allow myself space. And we'll just keep going, stretching. And once more. And we'll bring knees to the chest and roll from side to side, and then forward and back until we roll ourselves up to sit. To sit comfortably for our next movement that we will be, okay, Kloshka, come on, baby.
Next movement, what we will be doing, laying on the laying on the stomach. So we're going to lay down comfortably on the stomach, and we begin stretching one heel at a time towards the buttocks. Just stretch, hold for a few seconds, release. Stretch, hold, and release. All right, so we finish with this part, and next what we will be doing, we will be catching one ankle and going into half a bow and then releasing, okay? And then again, we're catching another ankle, going in half a bow and releasing. Again, we're holding half a bow for just a couple seconds. And once more. Okay, so we finished with this part, and now we're going to go in the full bow on the inhale, hold a couple seconds, and release down. And once more. And release. And we have the last variation from the bow pose. And this will be rocking in the bow pose with the breath of fire. Just a little bit more. Last 15 seconds. Inhale. We lift up and apply a root lock. And exhale and relax. And relaxing, we also allowing that spaciousness. Laying on the stomach, we will be turning to lay down on the back. And we continue resting, but with knees pressed to the chest, head and shoulders relaxing, chest relaxing. And then we'll take a deep breath in and out. And we'll lift our head up towards the knees. And we begin breath of fire. We'll deeply inhale, applying quick pelvic floor up, muscles tight, 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 breathe, lock, exhale, relaxing the lock, and slowly relaxing outer legs. And just taking a moment and feeling that spaciousness again, opening up after this powerful breath and the posture of where we were holding tight, and now everything is open, spacious and free. And we'll take a deep breath in and out. And here we will lift our arms and legs and we begin shaking and wiggling everything. Shake and shake and shake and shake. A little bit more. A little bit more power to the shaking. Last 10 seconds. And we'll stop, take a deep breath in, out, and roll on the back from side to side, forward and back, until we roll all the way up. So we can go onto the stomach again. So we'll be laying down here. And our next exercise is a variation of Cobra, when we can be either on the elbows or full Cobra or 3/4 Cobra, whichever feels good. The inhale is happening through the nose, and then exhale with the tongue sticking out like a lion breath. And we're lowering ourselves back to the floor. Okay, so we'll be going up and down with the breath. Once more, inhaling and powerfully exhaling. And again, we'll relax and rest. Taking this time to feel the spaciousness of the intensity. And we'll deeply inhale, completely exhale, and slowly we'll rise up to sit with our legs stretched forward. You can shake them a little bit. And to begin our next exercise, we will first just start crossing our hands and our arms in front of the body, alternating which hand goes on the top, which goes at the bottom, all right? And we find the rhythm, and then we lean back about 30 to 60 degrees, and we start crossing our legs as well. A little bit more. And once more. And we'll relax. We can shake our legs a little bit. Shake and shake and shake and shake everything. Oh, very nice. And we're going to lay down on the back again with our knees bent. And here, okay, I love you too. All right. Okay, go. And here we will either place palms on the floor or we can hold on the ankles. We will be gently rising up on the inhale into bridge pose, half a bridge, and then exhale, lowering. We begin with just this gentle movement up and down. And then on the next rising up, we're gonna pause here and we'll hold it, breathing slowly and deeply. Allowing that openness in the front body. And then, are we still continue holding the half a bridge? We begin just moving gently, loosening up the hips, the pelvis from side to side. And then going into horizontal 8. And then we'll go in circles. And then in opposite direction, just a couple circles. We want that area to be a little bit more alive, a little bit more loosened up. And inhale, lifting up. And exhale, relaxing. You can bring knees to the chest. Just let ourselves to relax the lower back,
Feel your lower back. And we'll stretch and relax our legs. We can stretch them out. We can keep them crossed, whatever feels good. To take a moment and feel the space. Hold deeply, inhale, exhale, and we'll roll back and forth until we roll all the way to sit comfortably. And we'll do a couple exercises for face yoga. So we begin with creating, I call it goggles, creating goggles, okay? You can just do index fingers and thumbs. So first we're gonna open our eyes really wide and then place our goggles, and then we're going to hold it, fix the skin on that where it is now. And we're gonna squint, like close the eyes tight, try to squeeze it tight, hold for 3 seconds, and then open wide again. Okay, so we really want this wide openness, and then completely shut down, close and squeeze, and continue. And once more, we'll squeeze and hold and relax. And we can tap around the eyes, eyebrows, tap, 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 tap. Now we're going to put our index fingers above the eyebrows. And we will be trying to lift our eyebrows up and resisting with the fingers. Try to lift for about 3 seconds and then release the pressure. And again, try to lift, 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 resist, and relax. Lift and resist on the inhale, relax on the exhale. And once more, lift up, resist, 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 and relax. And again, we can tap, 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 tap. Okay, now we will, with the thumbs, go into the jaw area. We can open the jaw and begin massaging. And while we're massaging, now we can keep the jaw open. We can start circles with the lower jaw. and an opposite direction. All right, and now relax. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, the next one, we will make like lips together, like for the whistle, and we will start. If we're doing it for the jawline, we begin very fast, moving the lower jaw up and down. Breathing through the nose. And then we'll stop, inhale, and exhale. And the last one, that's for the cheekbones. We will make a smile with the lips folded around the teeth. And the smile is not just stretching, but also lifting this up. So we lift up for 3 seconds and release. Lift up, this, and release. And once more, and relax. You can tap, 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 tap. And then rub your palms, place them on your eyes. And then rub your palms, place them on your face. And relax, very nice. And we have only meditation left, which is breathing meditation, 10. So we will be doing a 10-stroke breath in through the nose, creating these 10 little sniffs of air in. And then we're going to hold the breath while we do 10 pumps with the navel in and out. And then we do 10 pumps, holding the breath in. Then we'll do 10 strokes, exhale through this little exhale through the nose. Holding breath out, and again doing 10 pumps with the navel. And we continue the cycle. Inhaling in 10, pumping 10, exhaling in 10, pumping 10 times. Okay? And we begin. We're finishing up the cycle. Whenever we're ready, we'll exhale or release everything and take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment, calmly owning that space. And then slowly release everything. Relax. Now I invite you to lay on your back for a deep relaxation. Today we will be doing progressive relaxation. So we're getting comfortable on the back. You can close your eyes and begin to feel the surface that's holding you, the floor, ground, earth. Feel the support. Feel that stability and steadiness. Now, in your inner eyes, bring your attention to your feet, to your legs. Just see, with your eyes closed, just see your legs. And I will take a deep breath in, holding the breath, and tense, squeeze all the muscles in your legs. Squeeze and hold a little bit tighter, a little bit more. Then releasing the tension and exhaling. Feel the spaciousness appearing in your legs. Then we'll bring attention to pelvis and buttocks. And with the next deep breath, going to hold and then squeeze and tense. Squeeze your buttocks, apply root lock, squeezing muscles of pelvic floor. Tense your pelvis, hold and hold and hold a little bit tighter, a little bit more. Then release the tension and exhale. And again, feel the spaciousness, feel the openness. And now observe your belly and your chest. Feel that area. And with the next deep breath in, we're going to squeeze and tense chest and belly. Squeeze and hold, hold and hold and hold a little bit tighter, a little bit more. And then release all the tension and exhale. And again, feel that openness. Feel the space. And now your attention goes to your arms and hands. With the next breath, I'm going to hold the breath and squeeze and tense. Squeeze your hands into fists. Tense your arms. Squeeze and hold a little bit tighter, a little bit more. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold. And then release the tension and release the exhale. And now attention goes to the shoulders and the neck. On the inhale, we'll squeeze our shoulders up towards the ears. Squeeze and tense your neck and your shoulders. Hold, 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 hold. A little bit more, a little bit tighter. Then releasing the tension and exhaling. Relax. Now we'll bring attention to muscles in the face. And with the next breath, we'll squeeze and hold tight all muscles in the face. Squeeze it tight, 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 everything. Your eyes, your forehead, your lips, jaw, everything. Squeeze and hold. And release tension and exhale. Very nice. And now we observe the whole body. Feel your whole body from the top of the head to the bottom of your feet. We'll take a deep breath in and squeeze and tense your entire body. Everything. Squeeze and hold and squeeze and hold. Release tension, exhale. Feel the space. Another deep breath in. Holding the breath, squeezing everything tight. Squeeze and hold, squeeze and hold, a little tighter, a little bit more. Releasing tension, exhaling. And once more, deep breath in. Squeeze and hold a little bit tighter. Everything tight, 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 tight. And release. And we just taking this time to relax, to feel. Feel the spaciousness. You don't need to do anything. You can just allow yourself to be in this moment. No more tightening, no more releasing, just being. Let your body rest as it is. Let your breath find its own rhythm. Notice the space inside the body. And now notice the space around the body. You don't have to fill in that space, and you don't have to hold it. Your body is allowed to exist without effort. You don't have to compress. You don't have to manipulate the space to exist, to belong, to feel welcome. There is enough space for all your sensations, all your feelings, and your thoughts.
You are supported by the space around you. Your nervous system can rest in this openness and spaciousness. You can lean into this emptiness, motionlessness, and remain safe. When you allow this spaciousness, clarity can come to you effortlessly. So you can listen, attune, feel the spaciousness before responding, before acting. You can trust the pauses inside you. Let these words to sink into your consciousness. Let the body experience all the spaciousness and openness. And then slowly we'll start going back to reality by bringing attention back to the breath, moving in and out of the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And then we begin gently wiggling fingers and toes. And then rotating hands in circles, feet in circles, and then in opposite direction. And we can lift arms and legs and shake them a little bit, shake and shake and shake and shake, and then rub our palms and feet together. Bringing knees to the chest, rolling from side to side, from side to side, and forward and back until we roll ourselves all the way to sit comfortably so we can finish our practice. We begin the closing by going back and feeling that we are in the body. We're seated on the ground, connected, supported, belong. Feeling into the breath, soft and deep. And then we'll gather our attention and bring it back to the intention and the state that we identified during our intention setting. And you start noticing how we're experiencing, how is our understanding of that emotion or emotions or states is now after this practice. Do we feel closer? Do we feel more connected? And I invite you to try and practice that state as often as you can throughout your day, throughout your week, especially in your internal relation with yourself, and then see how you can apply that feeling, if you come from that state, what would it be, your relationship, how you will be connecting with others, how you will be connecting with your project, with your goal. And then keep holding that state. And we'll deeply inhale and exhale. I want to say thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for practicing together.
Thanks for being here, and if it felt good in your body, tap like and drop a quick comment. It helps me shape the next practices.